A 13-foot Burmese python named Loki was found dead in the Florida wilderness. Its massive head had been severed from its body, and someone had tried to hide it under some pine needles. For years, these invasive giants have terrorized Florida's wildlife, crushing everything from raccoons to alligators. They've been called unstoppable, with some estimates putting their numbers at over 300,000. But now, something is fighting back, and what scientists discovered about Loki's killer shocked everyone. Loki is a 4m-long, 23 kilograms male python that scientists had fitted with a tracking device for one purpose: to help them find female pythons during mating season. Since a single female python can lay up to 100 eggs, finding and eliminating the nest is one of the best ways to slow down an invasion. The tracking signal from Loki's collar led the team deep into the woods near Naples. But when the team pushed through the thick brush to follow Loki's signal, they froze. His long body stretched across the forest floor, but his head was gone. This is not only unusual, it is unprecedented. Pythons are the top predators in Florida. Yet here was Loki, the hunter turned into prey. Not only that, the fact that Loki's body was partially covered in pine needles showed that there was some calculation. Whatever killed Loki hadn't acted in panic, it had acted with purpose. And as the team would soon discover, this wasn't an isolated case. Something in Florida's wild had struck back against the pythons and won the first battle in a war no one saw coming. What do you think it was? Please leave a comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. To see why Loki's death matters, you first need to understand how serious the python problem is. The Burmese python invasion is one of the worst ecological disasters in US history, and it all began with people wanting exotic pets. In the 1970s, owning unusual animals became popular. People bought monkeys, parrots, lizards, and especially snakes. The Burmese python was a favorite. As babies, they looked harmless, bright patterns, calm temperaments, and a size that fit in your hand. Pet stores sold them easily but rarely warned buyers about one huge fact: these snakes don't stay small. Within a few years, a python can grow over 13 feet long and weigh more than 40 pounds. Some even reach 20 feet. Many owners, unable to handle them, made a terrible choice: they released their snakes into the Everglades. For the pythons, the Everglades was paradise: warm weather all year, endless water, and plenty of prey. It was just like their native jungles in Southeast Asia. Then in 1992, Hurricane Andrew tore through Florida. The storm not only destroyed homes but also leveled a python breeding facility, releasing hundreds of snakes into the wild at once. By the late 1990s, python sightings were extremely common. And today, scientists estimate that there are between 30,000 and 300,000 pythons living in South Florida. The damage they cause is terrible. Raccoon populations have dropped by 99% in some areas. Swamp rabbits are nearly extinct in python territory. Opossums have disappeared by 98%. Even the once common ocelot has declined by 87%. The Everglades ecosystem, which evolved over thousands of years, has been turned upside down in just 3 decades. But the pythons haven't stopped growing, and neither have their appetites. The female python stretched nearly 16 feet across the examination table. Her stomach bulged in the middle as if she had swallowed a barrel. When scientists performed a necropsy, they pulled out something that shocked the world: a 77-pound white-tailed deer. It was a grown adult, weighing about 2/3 as much as the snake itself. To eat it, the python's jaws stretched nearly 10 inches wide. Every muscle and bone had been pushed to the limit. The deer had been swallowed whole, hooves and all. Pythons don't chew or tear their food apart. They strike, wrap their powerful bodies around their prey, and squeeze until the heart stops. Then comes the swallowing. A python's lower jaw can split into 2 pieces that move separately, pulling the prey into its throat bit by bit. The process can take hours. In another case, a python caught during a hunt in Everglades National Park was found to be pregnant, carrying 73 developing eggs. If it had survived, those eggs would have become 73 more pythons, each one able to grow large enough to hunt deer. The numbers are frightening. If only half of Florida's pythons are female, and each lays about 36 eggs every 2 years, and even 10% of those babies live to adulthood, the population doubles every few years. Traditional hunting and trapping can't keep up. Native predators face an impossible situation. Not only do pythons eat the same prey, leaving less food for everyone else, but they also eat the predators themselves. Young alligators, birds of prey, even adult bobcats have been found inside python stomachs. The Everglades food chain hasn't just been disrupted, it's been completely rewritten with pythons at the top. Park rangers say some places that once teemed with life are now eerily quiet. No bird songs, no rustling in the bushes, no splashing in the water, just the massive tracks of snakes sliding through the mud. Scientists tried everything to stop the spread. Import bans in 2012 came too late. Organized hunts barely made a difference. Some experts even warned the snakes might adapt to colder weather and spread beyond Florida. The research team set up motion-activated cameras around Loki's body. They wanted to know what kind of animal could take down a 51-pound python. Was it a panther, a black bear, or maybe an even bigger python? The cameras would reveal the truth, and it wasn't what anyone expected. A bobcat walked into view, moving like a skilled hunter. This wasn't just a random sighting. The bobcat came back several times to feed, proving it had killed Loki. This was the first recorded case of a bobcat killing and eating an adult Burmese python in Florida. Scientists were shocked. Bobcats usually weigh between 22 and 33 pounds, with the biggest males reaching about 66 pounds. Loki was 51 pounds of solid muscle. On paper, the fight didn't seem possible. But bobcats have something pythons don't: sharp thinking and careful precision. They don't just attack, they watch and wait for the right moment. They know exactly where to strike to end the fight fast. A bobcat's body is built for the job: claws sharp enough to climb trees, teeth strong enough to cut through a spine, lightning-fast reflexes to dodge snake strikes, and most importantly, the ability to learn from every hunt. The marks on Loki's body told the story. The bobcat went straight for the head and neck, the python's weak spots. And this wasn't just one lucky cat. Trail cameras around Florida soon showed more of the same: bobcats stalking pythons, even teaching their young how to hunt these giant snakes. The hunters had become the hunted, and bobcats weren't the only ones joining the fight. What do you think the next warrior will be? Share your thoughts in the comments. In 2021, deep inside Big Cypress Preserve, a trail camera captured something that completely changed how scientists saw the python problem. A bobcat approached a python nest containing dozens of eggs. The mother python, which may have weighed more than 100 pounds, had gone hunting, leaving the eggs unguarded. The bobcat sniffed around the nest and then began tearing into the leathery eggs. Some it ate right away, others it simply destroyed. When finished, the cat did something surprising: it covered the nest back up with leaves and dirt, marking it for later. Over the next few days, the bobcat returned again and again. But on its fourth visit, the nest was no longer empty. The huge female python had come back, wrapped tightly around her eggs. The camera caught the tense moment. The snake struck with blinding speed, mouth wide open. The bobcat leapt back just in time, dodging the deadly bite, and vanished into the brush. Scientists then took the snake away for research, and the bobcat returned to explore the nest. In total, this description alone killed over 40 potential snakes before they ever expanded. This behavior was a game changer. Bobcats weren't just defending themselves anymore, they were going after python nests, attacking the invasion at its source. Killing one python is impressive, but wiping out a nest prevents dozens of new predators from entering the ecosystem. Soon, researchers began finding more destroyed nests all across South Florida. The signs were the same: eggs ripped open, contents eaten or scattered, nests partly covered afterward. The bobcat seemed to be using a clear, repeatable method to find and wipe out python breeding sites. From a survival standpoint, the strategy makes sense. Adult pythons are dangerous and could kill a bobcat, but eggs can't fight back.